Hello, hello. This is Ian and Leona. That's all.
Welcome to another day of I Hate LA, Love Me Anyway. There's a bit of an echo. Maybe that helps. Let's do that, please. So this way you can hear me and you don't have to just like so so once again, I'm the podcaster who's entertained environmental issues here in wouldn't have to have so many firestorms because they go hand in hand.
So many firestorms because they go hand in hand.
The fire department is never going to say
The fire
we
department
won't
is
fight a
never
fire.
going to
That's
say
a bad
we won't
policy
fight a
for
fire.
them to have.
That's a bad policy for them to
However,
have.
what's that fucking echo?
However,
I don't know. It's just there. However, we need to pass laws in a, in conjunction with the fire efforts that we're doing right now. Because if we can legislate on the side of environmental protection, we can create an environment where they have all the tools available to them, specifically more water, because they bring water, in those fire trucks, and then that's it. And when that's tapped, they're done. They can't add more water, and they don't know where the other water sources are, and then they're not in conjunction with any of the dowsing capabilities that they could do there. So they don't have the ability to just on the spur of the moment say we ran out of water. Where's the next source? So it falls upon us to do something.
Alright, getting these levels back up. Because I know the mic is there and I just can't. I hate technology. Like, I think the mic is off. I can hear
Hear
myself
myself
as
speak,
feedback.
but
I
I
just
just
can't
can't
say
say
levels
levels
I can
there.
hear
there.
myself as feedback. I just can't say levels there.
I'm trying to have a conversation on environmentalism, and my
I'm trying to
community
have a
is
conversation on
fighting me on
environmentalism,
this.
and my
And
community
I don't even want to
is
be doing this. I want to
fighting
be
me
doing
on
more with
this.
my life
And
than
I
talking about
never want to be
California
doing this. I
environmental
want to be
issues.
doing more with my life than talking about California environmental issues.
It's
It's
really selfish, but I don't want
really
to
selfish,
be
but
here. I don't want to.
I don't want to be
I don't want to be in this
here.
space. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to
I don't want to
find
be in
myself
this
in a
space
state
and talk to people.
where they
I
don't
just
set
want to
things on
find
fire,
myself in a state
making me have to talk
where they don't
about
set things on
environmental
fire,
issues so they don't set things on
making me
fire again.
have to talk about environmental issues so they don't set things on fire again.
And there's like no levels there. But I'm I
And
can
there's
hear
like
myself
no
still.
levels there.
God, if I try
I can
again.
hear myself still.
Right, let me try it again.
Hello, hello.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Something happened there. Okay. No levels. Why are there no levels on this? Nowhere to fix this. Nowhere to fix this.
Hello, hello. Okay, fine. We'll use this instead.
Hello, hello. Okay, fine. We'll use this instead.
Okay. Well, now I've got levels back. I don't know what was going on before.
Okay.
I don't know
Now
if
I've
you
got
heard any
levels
of that,
back.
but I'm going to continue on.
I don't know if you heard any of that.
Is there an echo? I have to go into the minutiae of trying to fix things on audio. I just want to leave LA. If they could just give me my HUD bash voucher, I could leave and never have to talk about this stupid fucking city ever again. I hate LA. I find it to be repulsive to me that these people are fucking happy at all. That they have the goal to fucking smile and go about their days while the forests burn. Because those forests are our lungs, those forests are a part of us, a part of our communities. I mean, we talk about role models, and yet what you want to do is teach your kids about how in nature there is an ecosystem and how in the city we do everything to dismantle that, and that's why we are miserable in life because we forget our place in greater society, and that greater society is not rising up the ranks in a city. It's having a lung full of clean air because you respected the forest, you respected trees. Trees are our lungs. I'll keep saying it. I'm in mourning. I'm in mourning for the California forests that have burned. I know that the human life is supposed to be important to me. It becomes less and less something I can feel when I think about how destructive humans have been just within the last month. Sure, it was a gust of wind that caused a spark, and the sparks caused the fires, and it wasn't a single person. So we're led to believe. I'm one of those people. It's not exactly a conspiracy if you're right. Right. I'm at this point where I need 100% proof that there were no humans involved in this before I can say that definitively. But either way, before there was the wind, before there was the spark, there was a lack of rain. There was a drought. There is still a drought in California. It doesn't rain here. And I say that with all horror and dread and anticipation of more firestorms. Even if they put out the fires, I mean, we see it right now. They put out the fires in most of Los Angeles County, and now the fires in San Diego. And what the LAFD of Los Angeles are supposed to just leave everything that they're supposed to be doing here to go to San Diego to fight a fire that should have been prevented. And the way to prevent it is to have irrigation. Irrigation. That tree line needs to be soggy, muddy. It's supposed to be wet. Where is the moisture? Where is the moisture in any of it? So I'm going to play a song that is extremely important. It is Air Force owes Ian another apology because I have been robbed. I have been robbed by the United States Air Force. I am a victim of military sexual trauma. I have PTSD. I don't have my veteran benefits. So instead of living by myself, I live in veteran housing surrounded by junkies and just annoying people. I mean, these are the type of people who just open the front door of the building and just let anybody in.
open the front door of the
So
building and just let
I
anybody
hate
in.
it here. I hate LA. But who is going to be the one
I
to
hate
talk
LA.
about environmental
But
issues?
who is going to be the one to talk about
I
environmental
mean, I
issues?
don't even like to hear the sound of my own voice on California
I don't even like
environmental
to hear the sound
issues,
of my
but
own voice
who
on
speaks for those
California
trees? Who
environmental
speaks
issues.
for the wolves and the coyotes
Who speaks for those
and the
trees?
rabbits
Who
and the
speaks for the
badgers and
wolves
all the little
and
woodland creatures, the
the
birds
rabbits and the
that
badgers and
had a
all
home?
the little woodland creatures,
I
the
mean,
birds
we think of
that
ourselves as
had a
so
home?
much better than the animal
We
kingdom,
think of
so much better
ourselves
than
as
plants.
so much better
Oh,
than
no,
the
the
animal
trees
kingdom,
don't
so much
win
better than
any
plants.
awards, or
Oh,
they don't
the
do a
trees
slam
don't win
dunking or
any
sporting
awards.
event.
They don't do
They
a
just
slam dunking
breathe
or
the
sporting
life
event.
into you so that
They
you can
just
do whatever you
breathe
want in life.
the
You
life
want to be
into
a
you
lump
so
of
that you can
clay
do
that sits on
whatever
the
you want
couch?
in life.
Well,
You
guess
want to
what?
be
A
a lump of
tree
clay
is
that sits on the
breathing
couch.
into
Well,
your
guess what?
lungs
A
in order to let
tree
you do
is
that. When
breathing
you
into
are
your
a
lungs
football
in order
star
to
and
let you do
you
that. When you are
kick a
a
field goal,
football
or
star
some
and
sort of,
you
I don't know sports.
kick a
I'm a
field
musician.
goal
I don't
or
know sports
some sort of,
whatsoever.
I don't
But
know
anyway,
sports.
like
I'm a
if you
musician. I don't
create
know
any
sports
sort of
whatsoever. But anyway,
accomplishment in
if
your
you
life
create any
and you
sort of
think that you do that by yourself, you don't do that by
accomplishment
yourself. You
in your
do
life,
that
and
with
you think that you do that by
every
yourself, you
single
don't do that by yourself.
tree
You do that
in your
with
area
every
giving
single
you
tree
life so that you
in
can
your
continue to do
area
that.
giving you life
And
so
these
that you can
greedy
continue to do
people
that.
in Los Angeles
And these
burned down
greedy
my
people
forest.
in Los Angeles
I say my
burned
forest
down my
because
forest.
I am
I say my forest
part Native
because
American,
I
First
am
Nation.
part
I
Native
am
American,
grew
First
up
Nation.
more indigenous
I am
than
grew up
American,
more
even though my mother was
indigenous
staunch
than
American,
American, even though my mother
just
was
all
staunch
iconography, just
American,
trying to
just
instill a
all
national pride into me,
just
while
trying
still
to
trying to
instill a national
teach
pride
me
into
the
me,
ways of her
while still
people,
trying to teach
which was
me the
important
ways
to
of
her that we
her
had that
people,
cultural identity
which was important
separate
to her that we had that cultural
from the
identity
American experience.
separate from the American experience.
And so here we are. We are here in this
And so here we are.
situation where
We are here in this situation
California is
where
burning, and I don't think
California is
people are
burning,
taking this
and
seriously.
I don't think people are taking this seriously.
It's bad enough when the fire sweeps through.
It's
It's
bad enough when
worse
the fire sweeps through.
when the
It's
smoke hits
worse
you.
when the smoke hits you.
When people smell smoke, they don't run.
When people
They
smell
don't
smoke,
move.
they don't
They don't do anything. When you smell
they don't
smoke, you just get
move, they don't
a
do
little bit
anything. When you
sleepy.
smell smoke, you just get a little bit sleepy.
And you fall asleep, and all that oxygen is just being robbed of
And
you.
you fall asleep and all that oxygen is just being
And you're
robbed
lucky
of
if you
you.
wake up.
And you're lucky if you wake up.
This city has been bombarded by
This
smoke
city has been
for
bombarded
decades, and it
by
has been
smoke for decades,
violated
and it has
by
been
Governor Gavin Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass,
violated by Governor Gavin
who
Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass,
who have allowed this drought to continue, who are not doing
who have
everything in their
allowed this
power
drought to continue, who are not doing
to
everything in their
pass
power
laws that would
to
allow
pass
irrigation
laws
to go
that
throughout
would
the entire
allow
state.
irrigation to go throughout the entire state.
You dried up all the rivers. You dried up all the
You
tributaries that were
dried up
supposed to
all the
feed
rivers.
into
You
that
dried up
forest
all the
area.
tributaries that were supposed to feed into that forest area.
You are very, very lucky that most of those trees were
You
super
are
old
very, very
and they
lucky
could
that
go
most of
deep
those
and
trees were
deeper and
super
deeper
old
to
and
find
they
any
could go
water to
deeper
live at
and
all.
deeper and deeper
Not
to
just to
find
live, but
any
to live for
water to
you.
live at all.
All those
To
trees
live for
that
you.
burned were living for you.
All those trees that burn were living for you.
It's a huge sacrifice on part of forest and
A huge sacrifice
of
on
toxic
forest
leadership of Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass
toxic leadership
have
of
yet
Gavin
to
Newsom and
apologise to
Karen
the
Bass
forest.
have yet to apologise
And
to the
every day I'm gonna be
forest.
on here on Twitch and
And
on
every day
YouTube
I'm gonna be on here
saying
on
that
Twitch and
Governor Gavin Newsom
on
and Mayor
YouTube
Karen Bass need
saying
to take a
that
second, at least
Governor
a
Gavin Newsom
second
and Mayor
on
Karen Bass
camera to
need to
say,
take
we
at least a
apologise
second
to the
on
forest
camera to say, we apologise to the forest.
because there aren't enough environmental lawyers to
There
go
aren't
around and
enough
say
environmental
that
lawyers to go
rabbits
around
that
and
had a
say
hutch,
that rabbits
they
that
lost
had
their
a
home,
hutch,
they lost some of the families who
they
burned in
lost
that
their
fire
home,
because
they lost
rabbits
some
don't
of the
go into
families who
court,
burned in that fire because
eagles don't go
rabbits
into
don't go
court.
into court.
People look at a picture of an eagle burning and they just go,
People look
oh,
at
but
a
they
picture
don't
of
do
an
anything
eagle
about it.
burning
They don't
and
speak
they
up.
just go,
I'm
oh,
speaking up. I'm on
they
this
don't do anything
microphone
about it.
saying
They don't I'm
California
speaking up. I'm on
created
this
an
microphone
environment which
saying
I will say is a
California
genocide,
created an
a
environment
genocide
which I will
against
say is a
other
genocide,
species other than
a
themselves. It was a
genocide
genocide against
against
those
other
trees. It was
species
a
other than
genocide
themselves. It was a
against
genocide against those trees. It was a
rabbits and
genocide
badgers and
against
bears and wolves and coyotes
rabbits
that
and
were
badgers
all
and
around
bears and
the
wolves and
city of Los
coyotes
Angeles
that were
that
all
used to
around
consider
the
Los
city of
Angeles
Los Angeles
itself its
that
territory.
used to consider Los Angeles itself its territory.
There were people here before this Los Angeles
There were
nonsense
people here
who
before this
understood
Los Angeles
that you can't
nonsense
be so
who
selfish
understood
that
that you
you
can't
push
be so
all of
selfish that you
animal
push
life and plant
all
life
of
outside your community. You have to
animal life
be
and plant
flexible
life
enough to
outside
say,
your community.
no, we need a
You have
human
to be
settlement to be
flexible enough
protected,
to
but
say,
we need
no, we need a
those
human
animals to go
settlement to be
around
protected,
and
but we
nourish
need
the
those
forests that give
animals
us
to go
air.
around
Because without the
and nourish
forest,
the
we
forests
don't
that give us
have
air.
cities.
Because
We
without
are
the
not
forest,
equipped. We
we
are not
don't
equipped
have
to live a life
cities. We're
without
not
oxygen in
equipped.
Los
We're not
Angeles. We're
equipped
not
to
equipped
live a life
to,
without
to live a
oxygen
life
in Los
where
Angeles.
carbon
We're not
monoxide is so
equipped
toxic
to
that
live
you
a
can't
life
go outside at
where
all.
carbon monoxide is so toxic that you can't go outside at all.
So here I am on the microphone, and I'm going to be talking
So
about
here I am on the microphone and I'm going to
what
be
we
talking
can
about
do. Change.org/clear
what
LA
we can
smog.
do. Change.org/clear LA smog.
It's a petition that I have that I encourage
It's a petition
people
that I have that I
to look
encourage
at
people
because I have some
to look
ideas on
at
some
because
engineering solutions.
I have some ideas on
Namely,
some engineering
if we
solutions.
change the materials that they
Namely,
use
if we
to construct
change
roads,
the
we can
materials that they
reduce
use
pollution.
to construct roads, we can reduce
As roads
pollution.
are designed right now, they're designed to just break your car,
As roads are designed right now, they're designed to just break your car,
which is unfortunate,
which is
but
unfortunate.
nobody goes and says a pothole is the
Nobody
reason
goes
why the
and
car
says
needs
a
to have
pothole
maintenance
is the
that
reason why the
day,
car
that
needs to
exact
have
time. So they
maintenance.
put it off, and people are going
They
around
put
with
it off,
broken mufflers
and
and,
they
and
put it
broken
off,
exhaust
and
pipes,
people are going
and
around
that
with
is
broken
affecting
mufflers
us. That's
and broken
affecting
exhaust pipes.
our entire
That's
climate.
affecting us. That's affecting our entire climate.
Climate change
Climate change
is an important issue. And to bring it to the original point, firefighters
to bring it to
can't
the original
fight
point,
a fire
firefighters
by itself.
can't fight a fire by itself.
They need help. What they need
They need help.
are
What they need
people like you and I to
are
get
people like you and I
on the
to
phone, to get into voting
on
booths,
the
and
phone,
to tell
to
these
get into voting booths
politicians
and
that
to
no,
tell
the
these
forest is important to
politicians
me.
that no,
The forest
the
is
forest
important
is
for
important
me, my
to me.
children, it's
The
important
forest is
for our
important
animals.
for me, my children, it's important for our animals.
When the air quality is at 200
When
AQI,
the air
when
quality
it
is at
shows up as
200
completely
AQI,
unhealthy,
when
it's
it
saying it's
shows up
unhealthy for
as
humans with
completely
adult
unhealthy,
sized
it's saying it's
lungs.
unhealthy for humans with adult sized lungs.
What about dogs? What about cats? Do they have the
What
same
about
amount of lung
dogs? What about
capacity
cats?
as a
Do
human?
they have the
No.
same
Do they
amount
have
of
a
lung
higher sensitivity
capacity as a human? No.
to carbon
Do they have a
monoxide
higher
and to
sensitivity
the particulate
carbon
matter that is
monoxide
being
and
thrown
to
into the air
the
when you
particulate
burn
matter that is being
houses
thrown into the air
that are
when
made
you
of
burn
construction
houses
materials which are
that are
already
made of
considered hazardous
construction
to
materials
health.
which are
But then you set it
already
on
considered
fire, so that just
hazardous to
makes it even
health.
more
But then
carcinogenic.
you set it on fire, so that just makes it even more carcinogenic.
Who speaks for animals? Who speaks for
Who
animals?
speaks for animals? Who
I
speaks
have to.
for
I have to
animals?
because
I
the
have to
dogs, the cats, the iguanas, the
the
animals that we
dogs, the
have
cats,
in
the
our household
iguanas,
and we
the
consider part
animals
of
that
our
we have
family
in our household and we
are
consider
suffering
part of our
because
family
of these LA fires,
are
and we're not taking it
suffering
seriously
because of
enough
these
to
LA
do
fires,
something.
and we're not
If we take
taking
it
it
seriously,
seriously
we
to do
will start
something.
talking
If we take it
to
seriously,
our
we will
politicians. We will
start
talk
talking
to the
to
fire department and tell
our
them,
politicians. We will
thank you
talk
so
to
much,
the fire
but
department and
you
tell
shouldn't
them,
have to do
thank you
this
so
alone.
much, but you shouldn't have to do this alone. You should have
backing you up, telling you
Doing this every fucking time. I'm just having a terrible luck here. I I can't even. Just the internet is just messing with me there.
the internet is just messing with me there.
Alright, let's try this again. Alright,
Let's try this
alright.
again.
I'm not deterred. I'm not deterred. I'm gonna have to keep going.
I
As
am not
annoying
deterred.
as it is
I'm gonna have to
to
keep
hear
going.
my own voice in
As
my own
annoying as
feedback.
it is to hear my own
I
voice
hope
in
I'm
my own
annoying. I hope
feedback.
that I am
I hope I'm annoying. I hope
a
that
person
I am
who is abrasive enough
a person
to
who
make
is
change in
abrasive enough
California because change is
to
what we
make
need. We
change
can't
in California
go year
because
after
change is
year
what we need.
of
We
we
cannot
polluted the
go
environment
year
and
after
then we're
year
shocked.
of
We are
we
so
polluted
shocked
the
that everything is
environment
on
and
fire
then we're
now after
shocked.
we
We are
have
so shocked that
ruined the
everything is on
environment
fire now after we have
for decades. The
ruined the
environment
environment
used to be
for
so much
decades. The
better. I
environment
wish that people
used to be so much better. I
had the
wish that
experience
people
of going into the forest
had the experience
and
of
breathing fresh
going
air.
into the forest
Not enough of
and
us
breathing fresh air. Not
have
enough
had
of
that
us
pleasure of knowing what it is
have
to
had
take
that
an
pleasure
air that
of knowing
isn't
what it is to take
smoke,
air
the air that
that
is
isn't
fresh,
smoke,
air that is
the
moist.
air that is fresh, air that is
The
moist.
days that it rains here, and it rains
The
very
days that
rarely
it
here,
rains here, and it rains
are
very
the
rarely
only
here,
chance that you get to experience
are the only chance
somewhat
that you
better
get
air.
to experience
And I know it's
better
uncomfortable for you California people who
and I
love your
know it's
sun.
uncomfortable for you California people who love your sun.
Let's be uncomfortable.
Let's be uncomfortable in some
Can go about their days knowing that the state is on fire. California is on fire, and people are lining
California is
up
on
right
fire
now,
and people
right outside my window,
are
just
lining
going.
up right now.
I would
Right
like
outside my
another
window, just
taco. I
going.
would like a burrito. I would like
I would
a
like
Big
another
Mac with
taco. I would
cheese.
like
I'd
a
like
burrito.
a pizza
I would
right
like
now. I
a
don't
Big
care. It's
Mac
not
with
my
cheese.
problem. I'm
I'd
not the
like
one
a
in San
pizza
Diego
right
right
now.
now.
I don't care. It's not
Everything
my
is
problem. I'm
so
not the one in San
removed
Diego
from
right now.
them that
Everything is so removed from them that
this LA firestorm is just something that
this
people tweet
LA
about.
firestorm is just something that people tweet about.
It's not something that we care about.
It's
I
not something that
don't actually want
we
to
care
care. I
about.
want
I
to leave so I don't have to
don't
care.
want to care.
So
I want
I
to
have
leave
other
so
things
I
I'm
don't
supposed to
have to
be
care.
doing with my life.
So
I'm supposed to be
I have
an
other
astronaut. I'm not
things
supposed to
I'm
be an
supposed to be doing with my
environmentalist.
life. I'm
There's a
supposed to be
difference.
an
An
astronaut. I'm
astronaut
supposed to be an environmentalist. There's a
goes to
difference.
another
An
planet
astronaut
and says, let's start something
goes
new. An
to another planet
environmentalist says,
and
no,
says,
let's
let's start
save
something new.
what
An
is here right
environmentalist
now.
says, no, let's save what is here right now.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it
It's not worth it.
to save it
It's not worth it
because I'm every
to
day trying to reach out to people
because I'm every day trying to reach out to
in
people
the only way that I can because I have PTSD from military sexual trauma,
in the
so
only way that I
Americans are
can because I
forbidden
have
to speak to
PTSD
me
from
directly
military sexual trauma.
unless it
So
is
Americans are forbidden to speak to
100%
me directly
necessary.
unless it is 100%
Because I have PTSD from military sexual trauma and I will not be.
because I have PTSD from military sexual trauma and I will not be further traumatized.
Yeah, as I go and fix my audio again and again and again.
As I go and fix my audio again and again and again.
That's a we problem. It's a we problem. It's not a
That's a we
the
problem.
person in the nice fire suit goes to
It's a
fight a fire
it's
and then you get to stay at home. It's
the
like
person in the
no.
nice fire suit
Californians
goes to
do
fight
not
a
have the right
fire and then
to
you get
stay
to
at
stay at
home
home. It's like
and ignore the fires.
Californians do not have the
They
right
have to look at
to
themselves
stay at
in the
home and
mirror and
ignore the
say,
fires.
I am
They
responsible for
have to
that
look
fire.
at themselves
That
in the
by
mirror and
living
say,
in this state
I am
and not
responsible for that fire.
fighting against
By
Gavin Newsom
living in this
and
state
Karen
and not
Bass,
fighting
we are
against
responsible
Gavin Newsom
for those fires.
and
We're
Karen
responsible for the
Bass,
pollution.
we
We're
are
responsible for not having
responsible for
conversations
this. We're
between us,
responsible for the
not showing up in
pollution.
those
We're
city
responsible
councils,
for not
not
having
showing up
conversations
in those
between us,
town hall
not showing up
meetings
in those city councils, not showing up in those town hall meetings
to say that air is important to us, to say that
to say
we
that air is
want to
important to us,
breathe
to
clean
say
air.
that we want to breathe clean air.
I hate LA. I hate LA. I find it to be the most
I hate
repulsive
LA.
fucking city.
I hate LA. I find it to be the most repulsive fucking city.
All I want to do is go to a new. I don't even want to
All
live
I
in
want to
America.
do is go to a new. I don't even want to live in America, to be honest.
What I want is to go to Mars. Change that org slash genius to Mars, and I have to
What
take a
I want
moment and
is to go to
speak
Mars,
about that.
change.org slash genius to Mars, and I have to take a moment and speak about
This
that.
firestorm.
This
It could be
firestorm.
A firestorm, it could be a tornado, it
It
could
could
be a
be
hurricane.
a firestorm. It could be a
Why are we
tornado. It
doing
could
this
be
to
a
ourselves?
hurricane.
Why are we ignoring our
Why are we doing this to
instinct
ourselves?
to
Why are
just
we ignoring
pick up and
our
move?
instincts
Because
to
there
just
are areas
pick up
that
and
are
move? Because there are areas
geographically
that
intact.
are
No firestorms,
geographically
no
intact.
tornadoes, no
No
hurricanes.
firestorms, no tornadoes,
We need to
no
put settlements
hurricanes.
there. And I know that people say,
We
well, I
need to
love
put
the beach, I
settlements
love the
there.
sun,
And people say,
I love my farm, I love how
I
easy
love the
things are.
sun, I love my farm, I love how
The earth
easy
no longer
things
gives a
are.
shit. The earth is saying,
The
if
earth
you
doesn't give a
continue
shit. The
to
earth
pollute,
is saying,
the earth is
if
saying,
you
well, get the fuck out.
continue to pollute,
The earth
the
is fighting
earth is
back
saying, get the fuck out.
against humans.
The earth is fighting back against humans.
Humans have ruined this planet. And I know that if we go to the next
Humans
planet, it
have ruined
seems
this
like
planet. And I know
will
that if we
will
go
be
to the next
worse,
planet,
but we've
it
learned
seems like
so
will be
much.
worse, but we've learned so much.
Why is there nothing in my feed right now?
Why is there nothing in my feed right now?
For goodness sake, Apple, what is your fucking issue?
For goodness sake, Apple, what is your fucking issue?
I'll have to fucking restart that. Yay. Yay, yay,
I might
yay.
just fucking restart that. Yay. Yay, yay, yay.
We have electric cars now. We have
We have
high
electric
speed
cars now.
trains. We have
We
monorails.
have
We
high speed
have
trains. We have
awareness
monorails.
of recycling.
We have awareness of recycling.
We don't get it here because we're still slobs. We're
We
still
don't
people
get
who
it here
say,
because we're
as long as
still
it's not
slobs. We're
in
still
the
people who
city,
say, as
we
long
don't
as
care
it's
about it.
not in the city, we don't care about it.
So all these landfills, it's
So all
junk.
these landfills,
It's junk that could be
it's
recycled still.
junk. It's junk that could be recycled still.
Why aren't we trying to maybe reclaim some of this stuff? I
Why
mean,
aren't
these are
we
raw materials that we
trying
can use
to
to
maybe reclaim some of this
repair
stuff? I mean, these are raw
repair
materials that
buildings.
we
I
could
mean,
use to
there's
repair
enough
repair buildings. I mean,
construction materials
there's
there that
enough
you wouldn't even have to use the construction materials that you
construction
buy
materials
from giant
there that you wouldn't
warehouses.
even have to use the construction materials that
It
you
would actually
buy
be
from giant
cheaper.
warehouses. It would actually be cheaper.
Finally, I don't understand. Apple Music. Apple Music is
Finally,
so weird. I
I
mean,
don't
I don't
understand. Apple
speak
Music.
enough
Apple
about
Music is
how
so
Apple is a
weird.
weird company
I mean, I
because
don't
you think that
speak enough
like the
about
music
how
that you play
Apple
is
is a
random.
weird
Uh,
company because you think
It's never
that
random.
like the music that you play is random. Uh, It's never random.
Like, there is an AI there. I don't know what your fucking game is, Apple, but you're a
There
weird
is an
company.
AI there. I don't know what your fucking game is, Apple, but you're a weird company.
But they're the same company that gives us shows like Silo, where
But
people
they're the
go, "Oh
same
my god,
company that gives us
what a
shows like
riveting drama!
Silo,
Oh, look
where
at that!
people
They
go, "Oh
can't
my
go
god,
outside because
what a
the
riveting
air is
drama!
bad."
Oh, look at that! They can't go outside because the air is bad."
The air is bad here, and it's not a drama. It's real life.
The
You
air is bad
can't
here.
really breathe
It's
the
not a
air. You
drama.
can't really
It's
breathe
real
the air
life.
out there.
You can't really breathe the air. You can't really breathe the air out there.
We adjust some levels there. I got so fucking animated talking about
I
this,
mean,
but
just some levels there. I got
what am
so
I
fucking
supposed to do?
animated talking about this, but what am I supposed to do?
I live in a state that is all about
I
entertainment.
live
They have the
in a
Oscars coming out.
state that is all about entertainment. They have the Oscars coming out.
Fighting me on this. Why? Okay, maybe that it'll stay that way for at least another two.
Okay, maybe it'll stay
But yeah,
that
as I
way
was
for
saying,
at
they've
least
got the Oscars
another
coming
2 or 3
about.
minutes.
Who's the best?
But yeah, as I was saying,
actor?
they've got the
Who's the
Oscars
best
coming
actress?
about.
And that's
Who's the
supposed to
best?
be
Who's the
a
best actor?
huge
Who's the best actress? And
event,
that's
and
supposed
everyone
to
wears
be
their
a
suits
huge
and designer
event,
dresses,
and everyone
designer
wears their
evening gowns
suits
for
and
red carpet.
designer
How
dresses,
dare you
designer
people? How
evening
dare you have
gowns
a
for red
night of
carpet.
opulence while
How dare you
your
people? How
state
dare you have
where
a night
most
of
of you film
opulence
is on
while
fire?
your
It's
state
in
where
such
most
poor
of you
taste
film is on
to
fire?
do that, and I understand
It's
that
in
if
such
it
poor
wasn't
taste
for
to do
most
that.
of these
And I
actors
understand
and
that
actresses, we
if it
wouldn't even
wasn't
have
for
a forum to have
most of
these
these
kind of
actors and
conversations
actresses,
because
we wouldn't
a
even
lot of
have
people wouldn't
a
even
forum to have these kind of
think
conversations,
about
because a
environmental
lot of
issues
people
if it
wouldn't
isn't
even
spoon fed to them
think
through
about environmental
CGI and
issues if it isn't
carefully
spoon
written
fed to them
storylines.
through CGI
So thank
and
you to all the
carefully
writers
written
out there
storylines.
who have adapted,
So thank you to all the
books
writers
and
out there
have really
who have
researched
adapted
that we can have
books and
some sort of
have
way
really researched
of
so that we can have
starting that conversation,
some sort of way of
having an echo.
starting that conversation. I hate having an echo.
But have that
Oh.
conversation between us of environmentalism
But have that
isn't
conversation
just
between us
hugging
of
trees and being a hippie.
environmentalism isn't
is
just
we have to do
hugging
something
trees and
about
being a hippie.
us city being so
Environmentalism
dry.
is we have to do something
because we live in a
about
drought.
our city
And
being so
we
dry.
are
We have to do
in
something
a
because we live in a
dangerous
drought,
situation where these
and
forest
we
fires
are
will be
in a
year after year,
dangerous
these
situation where these
forest
forest
fires
fires will be year after year. These forest fires will get worse,
and the temperatures will get
Mussten Sie der
hotter,
Accounts in Berlin sagen,
and then
and the
eventually
temperatures will get hotter,
it'll just be a desert
and then
here, and
eventually
it doesn't
wir
happen
brauchen
overnight.
Millionen.
it'll just be a desert here, and it doesn't happen overnight.
That people
It
don't
doesn't
care.
happen
Because
overnight.
they
It
say,
happens
well,
so slowly
it's fine for
that
now.
people don't care,
I don't
because
have
they
to
say,
go
well,
to work or go to the movie
it's fine for
theaters
now.
with a gas mask on.
I don't have to go to work
Even
or go to
though
the movie theater
you
with a gas
should.
mask on,
Because the air is bad.
even though you should, because the air is bad here.
Nobody thinks that way. Nobody thinks that way. They don't think of the long-term effects.
Nobody
They don't
thinks
think
that way.
about how it
Nobody
affects
thinks that way. They don't think of the
developing
long-term effects. They don't
young
think about
lungs
how it affects
need
developing lungs.
good air.
Young lungs
They need air to be at a
need
higher quality.
good air. They need air to be at a higher quality.
And so here I am, speaking on behalf of animals and
And
children,
so here I am,
saying to Gavin Newsom and
speaking
Karen
on
Bass,
behalf of animals and
if
children,
you don't
saying to
care about
Gavin Newsom
Los
and
Angeles,
Karen Bass,
you don't care
if
about
you
California,
don't care about Los
let that
Angeles and
job,
you don't
let
care
that
about
chair
California,
be filled with someone
let that
who
job, let
does.
that chair be filled with someone who does.
Oh, I hate LA. I hate LA, and I really don't think you should.
Oh, I
need
hate LA.
To love LA.
I hate LA,
in order
and I
to
really don't think you should
irrigate
need to love LA
a state
in order
of
to irrigate
it'd be nice to see
a
someone who
state,
did
but
make that decision for us.
it'd be nice to see someone who did make that decision for us.
Where's that dialogue between yourself and your neighbor?
Where's
Of, hey,
that
what are you doing this
dialogue
Friday night?
between
Are you
yourself
going
and your
to a
neighbor
bar?
of,
Are you
hey,
going
what are you
to
doing this
stay
Friday
in,
night?
maybe
Are you
watch a
going to a
movie?
bar? Are you going to stay in,
Because what
maybe
we
watch a
need
movie?
are people to go out into the
Because what we
forest
need
and start
are people
digging
to go out
irrigation
into the
lines.
forest and start digging
Find those
irrigation lines.
California rivers and start digging the
Find
tributaries
those
back
California
into
rivers and
existence.
start digging the tributaries back into existence.
That's what we need. We need people to do that. We need a workforce that is willing to do that.
That's what we need.
Because
We need people
right
to
now
do that. We
we
need a
have
workforce
people
that is willing to do that. Because
doing all of the
right now we have
customer
people
service jobs. They're always on the computer.
doing
They
all
have
of
terrible
these
health.
customer service jobs. They're always on the
I'm
computer.
sure the
They have
money's good.
terrible
I'm
health.
sure that you have your reasons. But
I'm sure the money's good.
obesity
I'm
is an
sure
issue that
that
we
you
have
have your
here. Drug
reasons.
use is an issue that we
But
have here.
obesity
We
is an
don't have
issue
any
that we have
issue
here. Drug
with
use is an
people
issue that
caring
we
enough
have here.
about the
We don't
natural
have an
land
issue
and
with
our
people
balance
caring
of it.
enough about the natural land and our balance of it.
We need people to care. We need people to spend their
We need
weekends,
people
spend
to
their
care. We need
evenings,
people
donate
to
some time
spend their weekends,
toward the
spend their
effort
evenings,
of making
donate some
sure
time
that
toward
Los
the
Angeles
effort
County and all of
of
California
making
have enough
sure
water.
that Los Angeles County and all of California has
We
enough
can't
water.
keep drying out our state of California
We
and
can't
then
keep drying out
saying to our
our state of
firefighters,
California
"Oh yeah,
and
we set a
then
fire. Go take care of that for us.
saying to our
Go on, go on,
firefighters,
go
oh
on."
yeah, we set a fire, go take care of that for us. Go on, go on, go on.
These people have lives. These people have families, and also
These people have lives, these people have
it's
families,
wrong of us
and
to
also
think that we don't have a role to
it's
play.
wrong of us to think that we don't have a role to play.
We have to take up the mantle of civil
We have to take
participant.
up the
I am
mantle of
a military
civil
veteran,
participant.
PTSD from military
I
sexual
am
trauma. I
a
joined the military
military veteran
because
with
I am a
PTSD from
fighter. I
military
am not
sexual trauma.
a
I
weak
joined the
person.
military
I have
because
PTSD
I
from
am a
military
fighter.
sexual
I'm
trauma.
not
I cry.
a weak
I have
person. I have
depression.
PTSD from
I
military
have
sexual
rage.
trauma.
I
I
can't talk
cry.
to people.
I have depression. I have rage. I can't talk to
I'm
people.
still a fighter. I just have to fight differently.
I'm still a fighter. I just have to fight differently.
And this is a fight. This is a fight for air.
And this is a fight. This is a fight for air.
All the issues that we have in America,
All the
and there are
issues
a
that
lot
we
of them,
have in America, and there are a lot of
doesn't
them,
help that when people are
it
angry,
doesn't help
when people
that
need to think clearly
when
in
people
this
are
country,
angry, when people
that we
need
don't
to
have
think
enough
clearly in this
doctors,
country, that we don't have
scientists
enough
who are brave enough to
doctors
say that Americans are
and
oxygen
scientists
deprived.
who are brave enough to say that Americans are oxygen deprived.
There's not enough oxygen going to American brains. There's not enough oxygen going to
There's
American
not enough
lungs.
oxygen going to American brains. There's not enough oxygen going to American lungs.
Do I expect every American, every Californian to be as
Do
enlightened
I
as I am?
expect every American, every Californian to
Yeah.
be as enlightened as I am?
I am Native American First Nation, so
No,
I
I am Native
feel the
American First
energy of
Nation, so
trees.
I
See their auras.
feel
I
the
talk to them,
energy of
I listen to
trees.
trees.
I see
Because
their
that's
auras.
the way
I
of my
talk to
people.
them. I listen
I
to
talk
trees.
to animals.
Because
That's the way of my
that's the
people.
way of my people.
I
I talk to
birds
animals.
because
That's the way
of
of my people. I
see
talk to birds because that's the way of my people.
I have listened to what they have to say, and I will
I have
fight
listened to what they have to say,
their rights,
and
the rights
I
of
will
the
fight
other California
for
citizens,
their rights,
because
the rights of the other California citizens, because
we don't live in this city alone. We think that we do. We really do.
we don't live in
That
this
we live
city
in the
alone.
city alone.
We think that we
We
do.
forget
We really do.
that
We
there are
think that we
animals
live in the city alone.
that are in this
But
city.
we
There are animals
forget
that are in
that
our
there are
homes in this
animals
city. There are animals
that are in this
that live in
city.
that
There are animals
forest.
that are in our homes in this city. There are animals that live in that forest.
Our forest is
And
burning because of human arrogance. Because of
our forest is burning because of human arrogance, because of human selfishness.
I already have depression. I don't need the crushing weight of the
I already have
disappointment
depression. I don't need
that
the
I live
crushing
in a
weight
country.
of the disappointment that I live in a country
Once upon a time, had a president who said, "No, we
that
need national parks.
once upon
We
a
need to
time had a
have
president who
areas
said,
where they
no, we
say
need
you
national
can't
parks,
build
we need to
a house
have
there.
areas
Can't
where they say
build
you can't
your
build your
condominium
house there. You
in the middle
can't
of the forest
build your
because
condominiums
when
in the
you
middle of the
introduce
forest,
those
because
foreign materials, if that burns,
when you introduce
that creates
those foreign materials, if that
horrible,
burns,
corrosive
that creates horrible, corrosive
pollution, which affects us, which affects animals,
pollution,
which makes these
which affects
firefights
us,
even
which affects
more difficult.
animals, which makes these firefights even more difficult.
Give me your heart, promise I'll keep it safe. Give me your heart before it's too
By the way,
late.
you're listening to the saddest boy ever, because that's how I
By
feel.
the way, you're
I
listening
feel
to the saddest boy
incredibly
ever,
sad,
because that's how I feel.
incredibly sad,
I feel
having to live in a state
incredibly sad,
that
incredibly sad
disrespects
having to live in a
those
state
trees,
that
that
disrespects
love them.
those trees, that
California forests love you.
love them. California forests love you.
Every night when you go to sleep and you take a breath of fresh air,
Every night when you
that's
go
a
to
tree
sleep
saying, "I
and
love you."
you take a
When
breath of
you
fresh air,
wake up after
that's a
sleeping
tree saying, I love
and
you.
take another
When
breath
you
of fresh air,
wake up
that's
after
a
sleeping
tree
and
saying,
take another
"I love
breath
you."
of fresh air, that's a tree saying, I love you.
Where's the respect? Where is the respect for nature in
Where's the
Americans?
respect? Where is the
Because
respect for nature in Americans?
they think that it's appropriate
Because
to just burn down a forest
if
and then say,
they think
"Well, the
that it is
forest is burned down, no
appropriate
need
to
to
just burn down a
replant, no
forest
need to
and then say,
irrigate, no need to
well, the
pass
forest is
laws,"
burned down, no need to replant, no need to irrigate, no need to pass laws,
then why do I have to live here? Why do I have to live among people
then why do I have to live here? Why do I have to live among
who don't
people
care, who are
who
so
don't
wrapped up in
care,
being celebrities? And yes,
who are so wrapped up in being celebrities?
I thank
And yes,
actors and musicians for uplifting
I
people
thank
and guiding
actors
them
and,
towards the
and
truths about
musicians for
their
uplifting people
countries,
and
but
guiding
it's
them
not
toward the truths
enough.
about
It's not enough.
their countries, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Do you know how many fans you have? Do you know how many people
Do you know how many fans you have? Do you know how many people
love you, follow you, you and your every word? You know, you take a
love you, follow
snapshot
you,
of
you and
a
your every
cupcake
word?
while
You know,
you're sipping an
you take a
espresso,
snapshot
and
of
it gets
a
a million
cupcake
views.
while you're sipping an espresso and it gets a million views.
I'm not expecting them to roll up their sleeves and
I'm
try
not
and
expecting
create
them
mud
to
in the middle of the
roll up
California
their sleeves and
wetlands, which I'm
try and
trying
create
to do
mud
with
in the middle of the California
change.org/clearly. Smog, I'm trying to
wetlands, which I'm
create
trying
some
to do with
California
change.org
wetlands.
slash clear LA. Smog, I'm trying to create some California wetlands.
But they could start talking about this too. They could start talking about
But they could start talking about
environmental
this too.
issues
They could start
with
talking about
their fans, because
environmental issues with
politicians
their
aren't
fans,
doing us any
because
favors. And they always say, well, I
politicians aren't
inherited this mess
doing
from
us
the
any
last
favors.
person who was in
And they
office. And
always
like,
say,
well,
well, I
didn't you
inherited
win
this mess from
re-election?
the last person who was in office. And like, well, didn't you win re-election?
Because if you won re-election, then that last person who left the mess was you.
Because if you won re-election, then that last person who left the mess was you.
I'm in the wrong state. I'm definitely in the wrong state. And I wish
I'm in the wrong
I
state.
had a
I'm definitely in the wrong state.
stronger
And
connection with my
I
people.
wish I had a
This is not the
stronger
way that I
connection
want
with
to
my
live.
people, because
This is not
this is not
who
the
I
way
am
that
to
I want to
live
live.
in
This is not
California,
who I am
not
to live in California and not
fight for our
fight,
human rights, clean
fight
air, clean water.
for our human rights to clean air, clean water.
It shouldn't be a fight between
It shouldn't be a
humans and nature. Humans
fight
need
between
to embrace nature.
humans
They
and
need
nature. Humans need to embrace nature. They need to
the forest back to the city.
reintroduce
We need our politicians
the
to start
forest
saying,
back
no,
to the city.
no. You're not
We
going to
need
build
our
a nail
politicians
salon
to start saying no. You're not going to build a nail salon
with all the acetone and the chemicals that they have there.
with all
We're gonna
the
start
acetone and the
adding
chemicals
more
that they
parks.
have there.
Adding more parks to
We're going to start
Los Angeles. That's what
adding
we
more
need to do.
parks. Adding more
If we're not going
parks
to just
to
add
Los
parks,
Angeles.
we're
That's
also
what we
going to
need
have
to
to
do. And
bring
if we're
those
not
parks
going to just
indoors.
add parks,
All those
we're
little
also going to have to
offices that
bring those
didn't
parks
have any
indoors.
plants, would have
All those
plastic
little
plants. No,
offices
you need to have
that
trees.
didn't have any
We need
plants would have
trees in our
plastic plants.
lives. We
No,
can't
you need to have a
ignore
tree.
the
We need
need to
trees
have
in our
trees in our
lives. We
lives.
can't ignore the need to have trees in our lives.
I hate LA. Love me anyway.
I hate LA. Love me anyway.
I'm surprised that I have an hour's worth of content
I'm
to talk
surprised
about,
that I have
but I
an hour's
feel
worth
so
of content
strongly
to talk about, but
protecting
I feel so strongly about protecting
the environment. Someone has to. Someone has to.
protecting the environment.
Why a
Someone
disabled
has to.
American
Someone
veteran with
has to.
PTSD from military
And
sexual trauma, because the
why
Air
a
Force
disabled
refused
American
me
veteran with
at Lackland Air
PTSD
Force
from
Base
military sexual trauma
has to
because
do
the
it
Air Force sexually
is
abused me at Lackland Air Force Base
beyond me.
has to do it is
I just wanted to be an engineer that goes to
beyond
Mars.
me.
I don't want to be
I just wanted to be an
environmentalist.
engineer that goes to Mars. I don't want to be an environmentalist.
I can't ignore the whole state being engulfed in flames because
But I can't
they
ignore
wouldn't give me a hot flash
the whole
voucher.
state being engulfed in
Because if they gave
flames
me a hot
because
flash voucher, it would have
they
been
wouldn't give me a hot flash voucher.
well, good luck.
Because if they gave me a hot flash voucher, it would have been
But now I'm stuck here in this
well, good
stupid
luck.
fucking city, which I hate.
But now I'm
Hate
stuck
LA, love
here
me
in this
anyway.
stupid fucking city, which I hate. I hate LA, love me anyway.
So I have to do this podcast. Tomorrow's Friday.
So I have to do this podcast. Tomorrow's
So
Friday.
what am I gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna be on here.
So what am I gonna do tomorrow?
Anyone who will
I'm
listen
gonna be on here
about
speaking
environmental issues.
to
So once again, change.org.
anyone who will listen about environmental issues. So once again, change.org/clear LA smoke.
We need to irrigate the state of California. We need to start
We
repairing.
need to irrigate the state of
waterbed.
California. We need to start repairing the waterbed.
We need to find aquifers in California. We need
to find aquifers
we need it
in California. We
in
need
California.
water.
It is
We need rain.
2025.
We need it to
We
rain
need to
in
have
California.
rain
It is
in
2025. We need to have rain in California.
I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thank you so much to my viewers.
I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thank you so much
YouTube,
to my viewers
and
on
all the rest.
YouTube and X and all the rest.
I'm trying to do Facebook. I'm actually on Facebook too. I
And
never
Twitch.
plug that. I never plug the
I'm
fucking
trying
on
to do Facebook. I'm
I used to
actually on
do the whole
Facebook too. I
Instagram
never
thing,
plug
but-
that. Never plug the fucking on
Who wants to
Facebook.
look at this
I used to
every
do the
fucking
whole
day?
Instagram
I'm
thing,
not
but
pretty. I'm not
who wants to look at this every fucking day? I'm not pretty.
interested
I'm
in
not gonna
that. I
take
make
selfies
music
every day.
Nobody likes. So
I'm not interested in that. I make
that.
music
But I would like.
nobody likes. So
would like.
yeah, I'm not
to
in that. But I
my
would like
viewership
to
for the purpose
increase
of speaking
my
to get more
viewership
people about environmental issues. So
for the purpose
I need
of
followers
speaking
on
to get more
Facebook,
people
so that
about
is
environmental
a way
issues.
that
So
you can help me
I
here.
need followers
I'm
on
on
Facebook.
Patreon.
So that is a way that you can help me here.
Look up.
I'm on
Ian
Patreon.
Ileana. I'll have to
I think
repair that.
if
and
you
then
look
I'll have
up
a link to my
Ian
Patreon
Ileana,
here because
I'll have to
like a
repair
mic
that, and then I'll have a link to my Patreon
stand
here
thing.
because
I have to get
I have to get
a
things
new
like a mic
camera and
arm
it's beginning
stand
to
thing.
be-
I have to
it's
get
not- it's not an
a new
expensive
camera,
hobby,
and
it's a higher
it's
quality.
beginning to be it's not an
The
expensive hobby. It's
voice
it's
of
a
the
higher
California
calling
forest.
to be
voice
the
that needs to be
voice
heard.
of the California forest,
To be the voice for the LA
a voice
Fire
that needs to be heard,
Department because they're too polite.
to be the voice for the
tell
LA
Gavin
Fire
Newsom
Department
and
because
Mayor
they're
Karen
too
Bass
polite
go fuck
to
themselves
tell Gavin
for
Newsom and
leaving them
Mayor
holding the
Karen
bag
Bass
over
to
this
go fuck
forest fire
themselves
situation
for
where there's like
leaving them
fires
holding
at
the
same
bag
exact time,
over
they're
this
stretched
forest
thin,
fire
they don't have enough
situation
water,
where there's
they
like
don't have
5
enough
fires at the
resources,
same exact time. They're stretched
they don't have
thin.
enough
They don't have
backup.
enough water. They don't have enough resources.
And even the National Guard.
They don't have enough backup.
What the fuck are the National Guard supposed to fucking be?
And even the National Guard. What the fuck are the National Guard supposed to fucking be?
I mean, it's more bodies, but then they're not firefighters either.
I mean, it's more bodies, but then they're not firefighters either.
I hate LA. Love me anyway. Thank you so much.
I hate LA. Love me anyway. Thank you so much.
I have to go to this city. I have to go to this city.
I have to go to this city. I just